All right, let's go ahead and get this off of there. It's a 9mm here. It's a little bit of dirt on here, so I'm gonna get this off. Some of that old Georgia clay. You can see the old Volkswagen sign on there. VDO. There might be a date on there. Yeah, it says 62 right there. Looks like. Wow. Pretty cool. All right, let's see how easy these come off. Oh yeah. Very nice. Should be able to reuse those, clean them up a little bit. Looks pretty clean. I'm not sure if it's still good or not, but it might still be good. All right, it's a 22. Oh wow, that was loose. I don't remember taking that off, but maybe I did. It's been a while. Wow. Doesn't look terrible. It actually looks really good in there, guys. Look at that. It is super shiny. There's one little, tiny little rust spot back there. See it? Wow. That's pretty exciting. Original gas tank. No rust on the inside. Wow. Unbelievable. This bus, Rusty was probably... He was probably in really good shape whenever they stopped using him, and he just got left outside, and for whatever reason, you know, the only damage that I saw that he had was right here. And you can see where they put some kind of body filler here at some point in here, you know, so at some point in his life they had a little, you know, ding. Somebody might have bumped into him or something, or maybe he bumped into a curb or something. Everything else was freaking perfect, other than the rust, obviously, where he just kind of rusted away. We'll go ahead and move forward with using the new tank for now. See how that goes. The new fuel sending unit and everything will be brand new for the fuel. We'll get this restored at some point, and we'll maybe even check to see if this fuel sending unit is still good. Because that'd be cool to have the original one from 1962 in there, wouldn't it? If it still works. All right, cool. I'm gonna put a little gas in the new one and kind of shake it back and forth just to get any, you know, residue that might be in there out of there. Just clean the inside as good as possible. We're obviously gonna have a filter before it gets to the carburetor, so hopefully it'll catch any junk that's in there. But do that real quick and break out this new fuel sending unit, put it on, start putting it in. All right, we got the original bolts all cleaned up, and we're gonna put this new fuel sender in there. New one, original one. Remove safety pin before installing. Where's the safety pin? Pull the sticker off. Just pulled the sticker and there it was. So there's a little pin here. I'm gonna get this residue off. Now this thing's probably gonna slide up and down. Yep. So that little pin, I guess they just put it in there for shipping purposes, maybe? I don't know. But the pin's removed. I'm gonna get this residue off. Stand by. Clean it up with some WD-40 and a towel. And got the gasket. Let's put it on. All right, the fuel sending unit is in. It's looking good. We reused the original bolts, which is cool, and the original ground cable. Cleaned up real nice, and got it in there. We rinsed the inside of the tank out with a little bit of gas. Kind of put a little bit in there and just kind of moved it back and forth a little bit. It was clean, but just in case there was any residue in there. Now, I want to get this in this tank outlet kit installed. This is what came out of the original. And this is the new one. All right, let's get that installed. Pretty simple. Not a lot going on here, just filter goes in like that, and then this piece, these go in just like this. We'll get that tightened up once we get in there. All right, we're getting there. Got a couple pieces here we can mess around with. I'm gonna get this open. Let's get the key for that. Where's that key? What do they call this? The church key or the coffin key? I forget what they call it, but it came with the original one, which is pretty cool. But if you don't have it, you could just use like an Allen wrench. It's just a square, really. Opens that up. You know, when we go to do the restoration on the metal, we're gonna get all this cleaned up, get all that rust off of there. But let's see if this will fit on there. think this just sits here like that. If I'm correct, let's see. Bus tank to body seal. I think that just sits right there. Huh, okay. Just sits there. Maybe you could glue it down with something. I'm not gonna glue it down right now because I'm gonna be taking it back out. So, but we can set it here. It'll be fine. These come off. Fuel tank fiber pads. I think these go under the fuel tank as well. And you're probably supposed to stick them on with something like some 3M spray or something. Actually, no, I think they go under here, actually. They just sit up under here. That's right. So maybe we'll put a couple there. And this filler neck seal goes up in there. All right, let's see if this will fit in there. If not, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. This is gonna be like final restoration type stuff. But it's supposed to go here, right? Yeah. But see, this is kind of corroded here. It's gonna make it challenging to get this on here. I don't want to mess this one up. So let me see if it'll go in without too much fight. Okay, it actually went in there pretty good. The edge is kind of rough, so I just went around with my finger and kind of flattened everything out. But it's on there. But eventually, like I said, we'll take that off and get all that rust off there, paint it. The goal is to make, anything like this on the inside look like brand new, and then somehow protect the rust on the outside. So that's the goal. Clean these up on the wire wheel, and then we're gonna see if we can get that in there. Stand by. All right, let's see if it'll fit. It's gonna be a little tricky. It's a bit of a struggle, guys, but you gotta get the angle just right and get that up through the hole there. So it's kind of at this angle right now. Obviously the straps need to be up above so they're out of the way, and hopefully we can just push this in now. So I ended up taking off the outlet, fuel outlet, because it's kind of in the way, but there's a big hole back here you can get to it. So let's see. That looks right. Okay. Like it. Let's see what we got here. I ended up putting some black tape on the end. Oh yeah, we pushed our seal out. That's all right. I got the black tape off, and we should be able to put that seal back on It's going on pretty much. I just need to go around the edges here and tighten it up. I'm gonna clean off the original cap and put it on. I'm gonna bolt this down here. We'll put a couple of these felt fuel tank fiber pads under the straps here. That's what they're for. Like here on the corner and stuff. So we'll do that. As far as I know, just go under the strap here. Cut down on vibration. Squeaking, I guess. So I'm gonna get those on there, and we're gonna get these 13 millimeter bolts, strap it down. Alright guys, the tank is in. Look at that. Not sure if I got these felt in the right place, but that seems to make sense. I'm on the corners, on back. Got one here. I think that's correct. So let me know what you guys think. I'll have to go back and look at the original video when I pulled mine out, but I think those were deteriorated and gone, if I remember correctly. There may have been a couple under here, but they were pretty much had disintegrated. So yeah, it's in there, it's tight, and you can get to the filter nozzle here. So we'll put that on now. So I did get one of the boots on. I got one of the CV boots on, transmission transaxle boots. I gotta do the other one. I came up pretty good. I gotta put this clamp on here. It came with the original style clamps, were kind of hard to put on if you don't have the special tool. So I might take this off and put the regular clamps on. Check out the original gas cap. When I first opened the door to it, it had a giant mud dauber wasp's nest living on it. So you can still kind of see some of the residue left over from that nest, that wasp nest. It was completely covered over this thing. It was like this tall. Anyway, I don't want to use anything too abrasive, but I want to get that little bit of that dirt off and pull this old gasket out, because I have a new one here that we can put in. So let's see if we can get this. Should come out pretty easy. And then I just want to knock some of this dirt off, and then I'll probably hit it with a little paper towel and some WD-40. Yeah, that stuff's on there pretty good. It's just crusty on there. I want to get all that off, but I don't want to scratch it too bad, so I'm just gonna go at it real slow. Maybe I'll go get some water, see if we can wet that mud and get it off of there. All right, I knocked most of the loose stuff off. This stuff's on here pretty hard, so I'm not gonna bother with it too much right now. If you guys have some comments, leave some comments below on how you think, what's the best way to clean this. Maybe I'll hit it in the vapor blaster, the Weekend Warrior, and use some real fine powder on it. It might knock that off and polish it up. So probably that's probably what I'll do, because I've had some really good results with that stuff. So let me know if you guys have some ideas for it. See if I can get this on here without messing it up. Hey, I think I did it. All right. Let's see how it fits. Oh yeah, feels pretty good. Nice. It's working pretty good. Got a hose connected to this funnel. And it just took it's going in pretty good, so that's working great, and you can see it, which is nice. See it going in. This is what we're using. Well guys, it's the next day and I came out here and found a couple leaks. There's a small leak here. I think it's coming out of the boot, and that would make sense because I don't have this clamp on here yet, but I don't have a clamp on this side either. I don't even have a boot on this side yet, and there's no leaks from this side. We got a pretty good leak on this side, and I'm assuming it has something to do with the obviously it's leaking out from where the bearing and the seal and the gasket go up against the gear reduction box. It's got a nice steady drip there. Not sure exactly where it's coming from, but it's definitely leaking. So I might take that wheel off and take a closer look at it real quick. I don't want to get too crazy because I don't even know if this transmission works. I really want to get the engine mounted and see if we can get it into gear. If it goes into gear and it seems like it's going into all the gears, then we can, that's good. And then we can kind of dig into why it's leaking. Maybe I overfilled it. Maybe the gasket, I just used the paper gaskets out of that kit, and I noticed some guys put some so yeah, I know some guys use this on there, and I didn't do it. I just wanted to see if it would seal by itself, but we're probably gonna need to go back and pull it apart, and at that point you have to drain a lot of the oil out of it. A lot of the grease. So yeah, I probably should have put some of this on there. If we need to, we'll go back and do it. I got some regular clamps here. We'll see if these will hold, and we'll get the boots on. Already got this one on, but I'm gonna change this clamp out, put a regular clamp here and one back here. Hopefully that'll stop that drip right there. This side's not dripping at all. Not sure if that's normal or not, but, and then we'll have to figure that out, because that one's still dripping. So yeah, that's been what, 10-15 minutes since I wiped it up. So that one's dripping pretty good. Alright guys, it's pretty tight back here, so might not get all this on film, but basically we're just putting these rubber boots here over the axle where it meets up with the transmission, and apparently has to keep the dust and dirt and water out of there, right? And I guess there's some oil, that transmission fluid, that can ooze out of there like it's doing right now. So hopefully once we put this clamp on here and here, get it nice and tight, that won't leak. It's pretty simple. Just it just goes over the axle like that, and you squeeze it together and get your screws and bolts and nuts in there and tighten it down and put your clamps on. So we got this this Bowden tube. This is the clutch cable guide tube. We're gonna put that on. We also have this ground cable that goes from the transmission ground strap, transmission to chassis. We're gonna put this on. These will go on. Throwout bearing's gonna go on. And the new seal. This is the original one from 1962, guys. Isn't that crazy? So we're gonna put the new seal, hopefully it fits, and throwout bearing, tube, ground strap. We got some work to do with the blinker switch. We're gonna work on all that. All right, guys, let's get this new seal in here and the new throwout bearing put on. I just put the ground strap on, the one that goes from the transmission to the body. It was pretty easy. Not sure if I have it in the exact right position, but I think that'll work. It's going from the transmission. I know that's where it was connected because the old piece was still ripped off. It was still on there. And in the book, it looked like this is where it goes. So some of those old pictures in the book aren't very detailed. It's kind of hard to tell. But I think that's right. All right, I'm gonna put a little oil on the inside here to slide over this. It was saying in the book to put like a gasket sealer on the outside. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? All right, let's get this new seal in here. Here's the original one. Here's the new one. They're a little different design, but I'm assuming that'll be all right. This is an old wheel spacer. I got some new ones from Wolfsburg West, and it fits over this seal pretty good, but then I need something to go over this shaft, so I got this pipe jack handle from my old Craftsman jack, and it kind of fits right in there inside this. Let's see if we can tap that in there a little bit better. Yeah, that's pretty good. Looks like a good seal. What do you think? All right. See if we need this throwout bearing on here. All right, got the other one on. Let's see if we can get this one on. Well, it's a little tricky, but basically you just have to get these pins in here and get them up behind that bar. So it's there's a little notch in that bar that holds it. Kind of just slide it up from beneath, stick it in that hole right there, and then you slide the other side up and back. And that's how I did it anyway. All right. One step closer. All right, we're gonna slide this tube over the clutch cable. Just goes up in here. It's gonna be difficult to film, but it's basically where it goes. Slides up in there. Cable, clutch cable goes through it, and it just sits back in there and kind of guides, protects the cable and keeps it guided in there. Let me put that on real quick. We got that tube on there, covers the clutch cable. Bowden tube, I think they call it. I think you're supposed to put it on there as you're sliding the transmission in, but I was able to contorque it a little bit, manipulate it so it's in there. I'm gonna put the wing nut on the clutch cable on the bar and go from there. Little wing nut here, we're gonna try this. I don't know, I guess this is two different options you can use. Adjustable nut, I think this is what it had on it originally. So this is the original style. And then you've got this wing nut style. Let me try this and see if this is better. Okay guys, we're making some progress. I was able to get that wing nut on there. We'll try using that. You can use the other, it looks like you can use either style. I think both of them need that lock nut on top, so I'll look into that some more. And here's a little footage of it moving back and forth. It's working pretty good, so a few more things to check and go over before we mount the engine. But hopefully in the next video we'll be mounting the engine and possibly starting it, or at least trying to start it and see if see what works and what doesn't work. So alright guys, appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next one. The tools used in this film were not damaged or hurt in any way.